Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's Wednesday, 25th of March, 2026. It's good to have all here with us today. Last show from March. It's time is fly. We are already jumping to April. And as you can see, we found Munir and we grabbed him and said, "Come here. Let's have a live with us." Because it's a long time he doesn't contribute with us here, but gladly he could make today. So good evening, Munir. How are you, my friend?
Hello, Stevan. Good evening. First and foremost, thanks for the invitation and the warm welcome. It is a pleasure to be here once again with you, Charles, and Elsa for another Spiritual Light. Yes, indeed. I don't know why, but I skipped last month, so it's been nearly 2 months since I last, came to Spiritual Lights to talk and discuss with you guys. And so I want also to extend my warm welcome to those watching us. It is, always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Munir. A pleasure to have you here. By the way, I forgot to say our topic today is invisible seeds, small acts that transform the planet. That's a good one. So let's talk about those silent workers. So, good evening, Elsa. How are you, my dear?
Estas tre bone, Stevan. Kaj vi? If there are
Esperanto.
Esperantist people in the world, they can see that we can really appreciate Esperanto in my heart. Okay, hello everyone. It's really a great pleasure to be here once again, especially with this theme, and especially with Munir, Charles, and Stevan, and you all that will watch later or will be with us during our live. And please make your comments in the chat, suggestion of themes, and spread the word. Um abraço, a big hug to everyone. Thank you.
Good. Bonsoir, Charles.
Bonsoir, Steven. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Indeed, very happy to be here again, to have you once more, Munir. It's a big pleasure, Elsa and Steven. And let's talk about these small things that can help to change the world.
That's good. Okay. So, let me. So, when we talk about invisible seeds, we think about those who are silently doing their work, their part, and they don't care if what they are doing it's big enough to change the world, it is big enough to change a community or his house, but he's doing something in silent. And in this overwhelmed world with a lot of crisis, we feel like powerless. That's not what we can do to stop all those wars. We can do in terms like me, you. We we don't have, unfortunately, we don't have the power to say stop this, start that. We don't have it, but we can do something for for ourselves. It is doing our part, even though it's silent. Spiritism remains. Every gesture plants a seed in the moral soil of humanity. So what I'm saying is if we all do our kind gesture, our kindness, then we can change the world. Together, we can do something. Alone, we cannot change, but we can inspire. So the transformation of the planet does not begin in government, it begins in conscience. And tonight, we will explore the invisible power of small, consistent acts of love. Okay, uh, Munir, since you are our guest today, let me start with you. Does a small act truly influence the spiritual environment?
Oh, yes, indeed, Stefan. It is actually what counts when we want to see major changes happening. Because we tend to think that, we need to have, wealth, we need to have a very prominent position in the government, in the private sector, wherever, so that we can do something. But we won't be able to do always major things when we get to these positions. Actually, the effective way of doing it is through small seeds, as we say here, each one doing his her own part. And then we see the changes happening. We tend to think that the solutions are always in a larger scale, but actually it starts in the small scale, in the individuals. I do my part. I'm responsible for what I do. I shouldn't be led by what others are doing in terms of behavior that is not compatible to what I think. The majority of people are doing it, so I'll do also. No, I should stick to my principles. And the spirits, they say that thoughts and intentions, they generate real spiritual vibration. That's where everything starts. And these vibrations, when they become persistent in us, then our actions will reflect that. And this will happen to us and to other people as well. The image that came to my mind when I first read the title of a spiritual light tonight, it came to my mind the deserts, the Atacama deserts in the Middle East, where you look at them, you only see sand. And you only need, the dew. You don't need even rain, just, night dew. And in the morning, it's covered with flowers. It means there were seeds there, tiny ones, the small seeds. And, the beauty you see and following day is the result of all these seeds, not the result concentrated around one area, one person, or a group of person or people, sorry, but actually the result of each individual contribution that is there, waiting silently, almost invisible. You see, when you look at the desert, you won't see them, but as soon as you have some, right conditions, wet, some rain, some dew, you see them flourish. And it's the same here, Stephen. The small contributions are the ones that will support, sustain any major change that we'll see. Otherwise, it will, shift from one place to another, and basically we'll always be running after something that we will never get to.
Great. Thank you, Munir. Charles, we can say um, we our acts inspire the spiritual environment, but the spirit can inspire us. Charles, I don't know if my internet is broken.
Yeah, a little bit. I
Yeah.
heard that, let's say, half of the question.
Okay. So Munir said we can inspire the spiritual environment, but in
Yes.
the other way around, can the spiritual environment inspire us to act?
Of course. I mean, it's a permanent exchange which happens in the spiritual environment and the physical environment, huh? And we know from the spiritist body of knowledge that all the thoughts we are emitting are influencing, are being spread universally, so are influencing the overall atmosphere, let's say spiritual atmosphere of the planet. Huh? And I think it's very important nowadays because with all what is happening, all these sad events with wars, with economical fights, and with I mean corruption and people starving and so on. It's very difficult for us to stay and to remain with good thoughts, huh? Because a lot of time when we see this injustice, all these injustices, it's painful for us, but we should stay positive and proactive, as we say, knowing that this is temporary and that it will end one day. So we have really to work actively in bringing our small seed or our small contribution for this. Having positive thoughts, for instance, even when you see the worst person fomenting wars or corrupted or whatsoever, having good thoughts for him in the way that he his conscience is awaking and that he can become a better person and refrain or stop completely what he's currently doing. So this, of course, if there is one person, what can we do? We can emit this type of thoughts. We cannot emit on behalf of somebody else. But by doing these small things, putting a small seed, as Munir said, all the other people showing and looking, if we are leading by example, huh? A lot of people may follow us, and then the thoughts are summing up and then becoming stronger. Because what is absolutely clear is um, what the same thoughts the law of attraction in the spiritual world is done by the thoughts. So if we are sad, if we are in revolt, if we are angry or whatsoever, we will attract spirits in the same vibration, if we can say so, and even incarnated people in the same vibration, and we enter in a vicious circle. But if we manage to have good thoughts, positive thoughts, prayers, and small things like this, it's the opposite. We will attract spirits with the same good thoughts as us, as we have, and then it will sum up going into a beneficial circle, And because basically, I mean, this law of attraction, which governs these influences between living people, incarnated people, and between incarnated people and spirits of discarnated people. And all this summing up will make the better world, because what we shall never forget is in order to change the world, the best way and the quickest way we have at our disposition is to work on becoming a better person ourselves. And if this then also helps others to do the same, all these people will also slowly but surely become better persons. And at the end, our world, the humanity, and the different societies around the world are nothing else than the sum of the individuals who are composing these societies. So Assuming good individuals will do a good society, and assuming bad individuals or imperfect individuals will end up in an imperfect society. It's as simple as that.
Simple like that. Yeah. Good. Good. So, my dear Elsa, we know we can influence the spiritual environment, and the spirits can influence ours. So, what is the law of cause and effect in daily life?
Very interesting because this law is one that we follow, that is very important to know according to reincarnation, what we did in the past, that cause and effect today in our existence, etc. It's very important to think about that everything that you do will be something else later on, something happens later on. So the law of cause and effect, as explained in our teachings by Allan Kardec in the spirits, especially in the spirits book, means that every action we take, whether or thought, word or deed, produces consequence. That is the law, called law and effect, the law. These consequences, Stevan, can appear immediately later in life or even the future lives. In other words, nothing we do is without result. Our choices shape our present and future experiences. That means we should be more vigilant the way that we treat others, the way that we make excuse not to help someone, even that we when we can do, excuse to prepare something or to work or So everything later on comes back as a consequence. As you threw the boomerang, boomerang comes, go, and come back towards us. And Munir pointed very well in Charles regarding small seeds, the effect later on flourish. So we, as an individual, we can make sometimes difference in people's lives. Sometimes we listen, or people, someone did a little thing for me 12 years ago, changed my life. Chico Xavier, one kiss of Chico Xavier in my hand, hold my hand, kissed my hand, and said something to me, a short phrase in my ear, with his voice very, very weak. Elsa, changed my life. 1997, November. So I'm here now. So I put attention and really I follow his instructions. That changed my life. Act of kindness. A small seed in the past that is flourishing now. So, and the other things that the spirits, they contribute towards us, giving us so many short advices, short lessons, small seeds. We put our earth, our soil of our heart, and listen and let it flourish and put in practice. Sometimes we see someone that is really toxic, the face is really look like suffering, and we don't approach. But if you go there and ask, everything is fine, you need help. They said, no help at all, thank you. And you would go back and do other things. But if you say again, I really you need something, can I help you? The person will ask to receive help and want to talk. Act of kindness. Listen more, speak less. When you speak, put your small seed into the heart. Make this person as a positive way again. So small things, big differences for sure. So that's it.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. And you, Munir? Love and cause and effect.
Yes, indeed. It's one of the laws that rule the invisible as well as the visible world. Every action has a consequence. And since we are talking about these small efforts towards improvement, see, of course, they will have an impact. We may not see it immediately, Stevan, because the law of cause and effect is not like that. I do something now and go around the corner and there is the result waiting for me there, good or bad. No. You see, there is a process, of course. And in regard to the small changes, I think our immediate need is actually to change ourselves, as both Elsa and Charles said. We are not here to change other people. We shouldn't expect to change government, to change, people's minds or everything. I should live the world that I want to see on the outside. If I want people to be, kind, I should be kind. If I would like to have people around me listening to me when I need, I should listen to people. You see? But this is the most difficult thing to do, Stevan, because it requires personal efforts to do it. It's always easier to transfer to other people the responsibilities than to take upon ourselves that. So yes, our actions, small or big, whatever, they will bring results sooner or later because of this law of cause and effect. There's no effect that is not preceded by the cause. And if the cause is good, the results will certainly be good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Charles, I said in my introduction that me alone, I can do anything. Maximum, try to give some example to my daughters, but here I am the last one who give opinion. Three women and what? Even the doggy woman here. I don't have too much chance to say something here. But I said in my pitch that if we are together, if we start to act together, we can change the world. What happened with these? I think the name is Doctor Without Frontiers. So all those humanitarian aids spread all over the world. We do have a lot of those people in Africa because we do have conflicts in Africa for years, and nobody knows. But we do have someone doing a kind of humanitarian job there. Our spiritual influence these, how they can change from the spiritual point of view the place they are, or are the spirits calling them to help them? How do you have an idea how it works?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to rectify a little bit what you said. When you say alone we can do absolutely nothing, we can do little. We can do all what is at our level of action or of influence. Alone, we cannot change the world, that's sure. But we can bring a small contribution. And always it's very important to say we would like to do a lot of things, but we cannot. And a lot of things are really out of our control. But the little we can do is important. And when you talk about Doctors Without Frontier, of course, they are now since several decades, started very slowly, small, and developed a lot with a very good orientation, employing as far as they can local people who know better the culture, the language, the ground, training them, paying them even, so fostering the development, the local development, and not just sending people from abroad or things like that, just for when it's absolutely needed. So they really have this focus to work as efficiently as possible, and this is also very important. Now, again, I mean, the little we do, the little example we give is how to say influencing the others. It's not always visible, not always immediate, but with the time it comes. And then summing up, like Doctors Without Frontiers, they started slowly, a little, and then it grew a lot, quite quickly, and now it's a very big international non-government organization doing an incredible job even in very hard, very difficult regions. So it's this question, when again of affinity, you having good intention, good thoughts, and so on, you will automatically attract incarnated people, also spirits, which are in the same line as you, spirits influencing their, how to say, guardian angels, influencing their protected person to go there and to participate. There are so many things happening when we cultivate these good thoughts. And at the end, even alone, the little we can do of a sudden will then multiply and spread much more than what we can expect, or much more than what we can imagine. Elsa gave also some examples of small things who can completely change the life of someone.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. These little things, what we can do, which are at in our possibilities, are important. And we never should say, yeah, I should do much more or whatsoever, because then we enter in a kind of guiltiness, who at the end is not a good vibration, and which also will harm the efficiency of our work, of our contribution to this better world, to change, to transform the planet. So we should always stay in this positive mood, uh, realistic, of course, not also dreaming, but saying, okay, let's do little by little, and we will get there.
Can I say
Thank you,
something
Charles.
that I'm thinking here about education, about the little ones, our kids, that the mother, the father, the parents, or sometimes the grandparents should really give a good education. A, a simple education doesn't mean, not talking about the colleges, school that are private, that are very expensive. No, we talk about inside the family, the kindness of education, but education that yes, yes, no, no, for the kids. That nowadays the kids are doing what they want to do. They are more or less demanding from the parents a lot of things, and the parents are really tired of working and do a lot of things and relate education to the tercerize for other people. And that is the way that things are going. Our infancy is getting ill. If you don't take care of these little ones, little seeds for the future, in a better way, eh? Water, love, sunshine, embracing, hugging, properly, dialogue, etc. What are we preparing for the future? Our planet will be what these little ones will be in the future. We were little ones. How we are adults, going to this third age, but still seeing things that could be better. It could be better now instead later for the future. No, no, no. The world has no way to do good. God is giving us in the space doing nothing. No, put our mind, little seeds. That means I am Elsa, one person. I can do my act of kindness. I can put my eyes. I can embrace others. I can help. I can be charitable. You. Everyone, we can make a difference. We can do it. But if you live for others, our kids or live for others to help someone, we are not learning the lesson. The lesson of do unto others what the others will do unto you. Jesus was the example, the master of psychology in the world. Because when we help others, or when we think how really to help, especially in moments of disaster or whatever, even material things, we can do praying, be vigilant, we feel really better. We are the ones that are giving to help someone, but we are the ones that are receiving back energy, peace of mind, shoulder that is soft, not harder shoulder. That's good. It's nice to do what Jesus told us. This is a psychology. Put good vibration in our bloodstream instead of toxins, poison, when you're not doing good. We can transform the planet, transform first ourselves, isn't it?
Mm. Uh, yeah. Uh,
Vibration, the planet, vibration, vibration. Vibration comes from each one.
yeah. And, and Munir, how could a higher sphere spirit influence us? How they can act on us to inspire us to make that charity, or do not do not proceed with something? Oh, let me see, because our dear Silvia is with us today. Good. Team is full today.
Hello, hi. I'm sorry I'm late. Just
Thank
finished
you.
my meeting.
Thank you, my dear. So, Munir, how is this? How this influence works? Should I need to be prepared? Should I need to do something in order to receive those influence, or not?
Well, Stevan, I think good spirits are always keen to inspire whoever seeks for good inspiration. So they are, always, because we think, well, they are maybe busy somewhere else doing
Mhm.
something that we may not even know what it is. But no, not really. Life is continuous, from where we are here in this material world to the spirit world. You see, there are ways of giving contribution, and the good spirits are always inspiring us. So whenever we decide and that was, I think, one of our first questions about the power of thought and intention. As Charles mentioned, then we would attract good spirits. And what would they do? Actually, they will inspire us and help us in order for us to develop the necessary qualities as immortal spirits to, change things. Of course, they are constantly finding ways to do that. And if I want to have good inspiration, it works on a, tuning basis. I have to tune in with them. And how will I tune in with them? Elevating my thoughts, trying to, I think it was Charles who mentioned, vibrate positively, even to those world leaders that we know are, doing things that, are more damaging humanity than, giving a positive contribution. But we always should create these, positive vibration around us. So when we see that the change starts with us, the effective way to act is first acting upon ourselves. Even in the case mentioned by Elsa, educating our kids, see, giving our contribution towards, their personal spiritual improvement. Example is the best way to do that. If they see us doing one thing and telling them to do something totally different, they'll laugh at us, and we are not seconded by our counseling won't be seconded by our example. So again, it's an invitation for us to change. And as I change, in my relationship, changes will come. And certainly, good spirits, we will see an opportunity to help us or to take us upon their, care in order to help us in this inspiration. We need to deserve that. Like good students, the students who dedicate themselves to study, to do all the homework, participate in the classrooms and so on. They call the attention of their teachers or tutors, and certainly they will be called, or they will receive a special attention because they see the potential those kids offer. It's the same with us, Stevan. But spirits, good spirits, they don't come and say, oh, he will have an opportunity, the other one won't. No, he made his way to have this opportunity. He works hard. So you see, his environment is already positive. So, the assistance we can give will be effective in him. Others, they will have to wait that their experience perhaps will make them change and create the right condition around them. They won't be abandoned, but they have to go through experiences in order to see things in a different way. But to sum up, what we can do effectively is to change ourselves. And whatever we do afterwards will have the impact and will be under the assistance of good spirits, certainly.
Perfect. And I say we needed to act, to open our mind. Do not keep the selfishness, the angry, all those things. So this will allow a easy connection, let's say. Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. My dear Silvia, we are here discussing by the topic today, as you know, is invisible seeds, small acts that transform the planet. Do you have an example of these invisible seeds?
It's interesting because I was just seeing this discussion about Joana de Angelis, and we were studying today Jesus and revolution. And the point that Joana was making was exactly that Jesus, his revolution was to let us know that the changes within ourselves is what we do to transform ourselves. We have a journey to fulfill, and if we wanted to overcome a lot of difficulties and pains that we have to go outside of ourselves, fight. We need perseverance, we need courage, and we need determination to do it, and to stop being blaming other people for our lack of success or why we haven't achieved whatever we have achieved, and to really come out of ourselves and stop have self-pity, accommodating ourselves, and really go out there. And she pointed out that the struggle sometimes is hard, but we also are not alone. That once we start in this journey to try to better ourselves, to go out and to be who we really are, we find other people going through the same struggles. And I personally feel that, that's when we find humanity, that we really see others as brothers and sisters, because we see them going into having the same struggles as we do, as a lot of difficulties that we have. and it's not easy, but she also says that we are not alone. We do have other people, and we do have the love of God. And she also mentioned that we need to love. We need to really go out and open our heart to love and not to expect anything in return. That we ourselves have to create this love environment. And I think this is very important because those are seeds. When we work on ourselves, when we try to stop being to feel sorry for ourselves, to see ourselves as victims of life, of the world, of family, whatever, and we decide that even though we have had many difficulties, many problems, we're still able to change it, to create a better world for ourselves. And those are the seeds that will create a better world. But it has to start from ourselves, because a tendency is to lose ourselves in saying, oh, so and so has to change. We study Spiritism, which is the most enlightened thing that we have in our planet, I think, as far as knowledge for the soul and the betterment of the humanity. The teachings that we have. And sometimes we get lost in it. We think that other people need to change. We think, oh, the people there have to stop the war. But we have wars within ourselves. We have war with our families. And this, it's a pinprick, but it creates an environment that allows some madman create all these bombs and these terrible wars with part of it. And I think once we start sending out love and trying to make ourselves better, have a better understanding of the people around us, because I think going to that passage in the Gospels in which Jesus said, "Love your neighbor as yourself." We need to love ourselves first. Then when we are loving to ourselves, we can be tolerant to ourselves, understanding, kind, not so critical. We are be tolerant, loving, and kind to other people, because we know that they struggle for us to do it for ourselves. I feel that these are the seeds, because we're working in ourselves to be better people, to achieve something better, to join with the others who are going to the same struggle. And that's how we will change the world, because things will not change overnight, and you cannot go out there and say, stop this war. But we can stop the wars within ourselves. We can stop the wars with our family, with friends, with oh, the world is a terrible place, I'm going to run away from it. No, make it a better world where you are, around the people that you're living with, and that will grow. I find I find that the seeds for the betterment of the world it starts from within ourselves, to have this revolution within, and be who we are supposed to be, because we are spirits of light, we are children of God, and inheritors of the universe. So if we start being loving and kind to ourselves, we will be loving and kind to others. And I think those are the seeds. And, I think one point that Joanna made was that Jesus would show the path, would
Yes.
open the path, would show the path, but he never forced anyone to follow. And, if you read the Gospels, he always said, what you want me to do for you. And then they said, your faith cured you. Go and
Surely.
sin no more, isn't it? So you don't have to follow it. And I think we shouldn't try to take other people, but show by our example that what we're doing can be positive, it can be good for them, and they will do that. So
Great.
it's those are little seeds, isn't it?
Yeah. And for you, Charles, uh, do we have in the history of spiritism many seeds like that? What do you think? What's the the invisible seeds we have today and we had in the past?
It's, again, we are talking here about small things. So it's difficult to it's generally we look for things which are visible, but here we are talking what we just explained is that what makes a difference are these small things, these small seeds in reality, which are at our level, which are under our control. Uh, and these are really the key ones. So to remember them, it's quite difficult. So Elsa told it, gave some examples, and Silvia as well. It's just how to say, listen, or have compassion for someone, proposing help, just giving a hand, asking, how are you? No? This type of small things. Answer patiently, smoothly, or making even when we are alone, even without interacting with someone directly incarnated, we can make a prayer. We also gave the examples. And this prayer is then interacting spiritually in the spiritual world. It works. It's one of the big teachings of the Spiritist body of knowledge. Or then it can be so many other things, the so-called charity, which is benevolence, indulgence, and forgiveness, to be benevolent towards the others, indulgence toward the mistake of the others, and forgiving the one who has offended us. And basically, when we look, all these advices have been given to us for so long time, 2000 years ago by Jesus, for instance, but not only. We can find them everywhere. We can find them with Moses, we can find them with Krishna, we can find them with Buddha, we can find them everywhere. These
Mm.
small things. You know this, going back to Jesus, you have this poor woman, which was giving just a small coin, but it was very little compared to the other who has wealth and can give much more. But that small coin, the intention of that woman giving something part of his necessary, what she was absolutely needing, is making a strong example, a strong difference. Because if we imagine, we know it now for 2000 years or more, it has been recalled very clearly in the Spiritist body of knowledge. We have a soul. This soul is independent of the physical body and is surviving to the death of the physical body. So this is really what we should focus on, doing whatever we can for the evolution of our own soul, and also helping through education, as I told about it, also very important with the children, helping all the other souls which are close to us, also to progress and to become a little bit better. And at the end, so we could multiply many other examples, but again, these are small things that everyone can do.
Thanks, Charles. Thank you. So I'm afraid we have 90 minutes. Munir, do you have your last comments, your final comments?
Yeah, sure, Stevan. I think, the important thing for us is to realize that, yes, we can do a lot. And this lot we can do is regarding ourselves, to start within us the world we want to see tomorrow as invisible souls. You see, slowly we'll see this transformation. Why wait for other people to change so we will change? Or why to wait for those in prominent positions to tell it's high time we change it. You see? So let's start today in small things. And just like the flowers in the desert, each one just blooming, and the a scene becomes so beautiful, so wonderful. Let's do our part.
Perfect. Let's do our part. My dear Silvia, do you have your last comments?
It's just something that Charles said, which I think is extremely important, is the fact that we need to listen to people. Sometimes we're just so anxious to talk that we don't listen enough, and I think that that's one of the things that we show care and loving towards, our friends, our family, or whoever, really, to be able to listen to people, and it's a form of love. And I think that's especially, nowadays everyone is so busy, and sometimes people are busy, they have work to do, and we forget to just say hello, and how are you. I think that the point that Charles as well, maybe sometimes you can change a person's day just by giving them a smile, and saying hello and saying a good morning, and because I think one of the things that every one of us need, we need to feel that we are cared for, that someone thought of us that day, and that they are sending us good vibrations and things. And we talk about prayer quite a lot, and this is very important. And sometimes we think, oh, in an intellectual way. And I was just thinking, when I was having my operation, and I was so terrified of everything,
Hmm.
and I know that a lot of people are praying for me, and I could feel it. I could feel like someone was holding my hand throughout. And that really gave me a lot of calm, and I felt really peaceful. And then I think that's when you understand, when people pray for you, it makes a difference. So if we feel that it happened, we feel ourselves that it's important for us to send prayers to everyone, and just for a moment, I send them good wishes, because they feel it and makes a difference in their lives. Send love out there, because it will, I think it was Peter, wasn't it, said it covers a multitude of sins, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, love and peace.
Thank you. My dear Elsa,
Once again, thank you very much for the presence of our friends here for a long time. Thank you, Silvia. It's always nice to have Silvia here. It's Flourish Garden, Charles, Munir, Stevan, all the benefactors that are guiding this life for so many years, and we are still here, spreading our small seeds with love and care. And I'm sure wherever the seeds are going, you listen, you feel these seeds flourish in you. Love and care. Small gesture, good, good, good example for a lot of people. Thank you very much. See you next week. God bless us all.
thank you. And you, Charles, to wrap up.
Yeah, okay. So very short summarizing. The little we can do is important, so let's do it.
Good. And also, I want to say good evening and thank you for joining us. Brazuca 90, Reale at Home. Let me see here. Mayara Natera, Marcos Vitor Portela, Marcos Pimenta. So, our friend Rodrigo Ortega, he was with us last week. So, thank you so much for your audience and staying with us. So let's go to our announcements. Let me try to. add here, and there we go. Let me see if I can do it small. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. So next week, 1st of April, we will have the topic Truth in a Confusing World. How do we know what to believe? We had a lot of misinformation. Sometimes we have one information in the morning, in the lunch we have another one, and then we go to bed with another one. So we have different versions of the truth. So next week, 1st of April, and this is not a April's Fool. We're gonna be here. So this Saturday, 28th of March, we do have a talk given by Breno Malucelli, and it's a young spiritist. He talk about spiritist youth, engaging young people in spiritist activities. It's very good. Listen from them what they need. And also on Sunday, Charles, we will finish the series of talks for the anniversary of fraternity. Charles is gonna be in the UK, and he gonna close up this celebration. Our mediums book study online is every Saturday, 10:30 a.m. with Charles, Munir, and Guilherme. Also on the 5th of April, our dear Silvia gonna give a talk about Marlene Loeb, and the topic is the gift of mediumship. That's amazing topic. 7 p.m., 5th of April. Every other Sunday, we do have the studies of Joana de Angelis, guided by Dr. Anaí Fonseca. So it's every Sunday from 8:30 to 10 o'clock. Save the date, between 18 and 20 of September, we will have our meeting gathering in European gathering in Vegemont, Belgium this year. So we have 3 meetings happening at the same time: the youth meeting, the kids, young children, the kids, and the experienced ones, not old ones. So if you want to join, please contact the Spiritist Gathering. You have the email, and it's open to everyone. Please keep reading Spiritist Magazine. It's free. A lot of good articles, a lot of good content to enlighten your day, to enlighten your month. We want to say thank you for BUS, Irish Spiritist Federation, and Spiritist Francophone Movement. Thank you so much for supporting us, to helping us here. And thank you, Kardec Radio, to give us this opportunity for us to be here and spread this around the world. That's it from us today. I want to say thank you for your time. Munir, once again, it was nice to have you here. Merci, Charles. Thank you, Silvia. Even though you arrive late, you are never late. You're always on time. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Elsa, for your kindness. And I see you all next Wednesday. Thank you.
I hope to see Brazilian people Sunday, 10 a.m. Fraternity in Stockwell. Listen our Charles Kempf, small seminar in the morning.
Good. Thank you.
See you there. God bless you all.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Good night. Good night. God bless. Bye.